Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening to BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sound of our voices, north, south, east, and west. This is the February 7th, 2023 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And I am your host and moderator and facilitator, band driver, and head cook, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have each and every one of y'all with us here tonight. Thank you for your presence. Just thank you for being here. Thank you for watching us. We got a good show tonight. Good show, and of course, we all in this together though. So just sit back, relax, get your favorite beverage, have your emergency contacts nearby. And we you hear that? And we'll get started. Oh gosh. Okay. We'll get started though, shall we? But let's get these you know what? Let me see. Co-host, you want to join in the salutations?
I'm fine. It doesn't matter. You producing this show.
Okay. As you see who's with me though. So Leslie here, so we about to have it. Okay. Salutation time. Salutations. Marcus, glad to have you here with us. Thank you, Marcus. Sherry, good from H-Town. Great to have you here. Lynn from Guyana, good to have you here. Venus Curry, always great to have you here. Jewel Mendoza, always a pleasure to have you here. Always great to have you here. Deanna Lewis, good to have you here this week. Angela Madison from Long Island, good to have you here. Yes. Oh, Hazel, is this your first time watching us from New York City via the United Kingdom? Always great to have. Yes, great to have her here. Long time member of SBC, very long time member. Teresa from North Carolina. Glad to have you here, the ice cream lady. Yeah. Michelle Shallowhorn. Hey there, good to have you here. Kathy Leach. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Good evening to you, Pastor Valters. Always great and a pleasure to have you here. Okay. Venus said, hey, Leslie. So she's speaking. Okay. Shell, good to have you here from Southern New Jersey. South Jersey.
Hey, Joel.
Okay. Now, yeah.
Hey, Sheree.
Hey. Yeah, make a feel. Chandra Giles from South Central Alabama. Good to have you here.
She from Alabama?
She is from Alabama.
All right, girl. Represent.
Yeah. And talking about almost your neck of the woods. Stephanie Borden, good to have you here. EJ Mack, Ian rather, what I'm thinking about, from Jamaica. Good to have you here, sir. Well, Leslie, let's get started with this one right here. Let me get this. Let me get this off of here. Okay, we're gonna do our little appetizer. We're gonna do this first, though. We're gonna talk about the positivity. This wait a minute, I thought I had wrote that down.
Toxic positivity.
Well, we're gonna talk about toxic positivity. Okay. So in case you're wondering what that is, y'all take a listen. And I may have to play it twice rather, because she talks a little quick, but just listen.
talk about toxic positivity because it's so common you might not even know when you do it. Toxic positivity is the belief that no matter what you're going through, you need to have a positive mindset. This belief rejects emotions like anger, sadness, and more in order to try to force somebody to feel happy, but it's not authentic. It avoids emotions you should be addressing and feeling, making you push away or suppress your actual feelings, which in turn only causes you to feel worse. So, for example, if your friend is going through a hard time, a toxic positive response would be, I know you're going through this, but look at the bright side. Just stay positive, everything happens for a reason, so be grateful for what you have. You do not need to look on the bright side all the time, and it's okay to embrace and stay with negative emotions like anger, sadness, heartache, etc. And saying somebody went through a terrible thing for a reason can make them feel angry and guilty, not happy. A healthy positive response would be, I know you're going through this and it's okay to feel everything that you're feeling. You can't be happy all the time, I'm here for you throughout all of this. It allows a person to feel their emotions and make them feel like it's okay to feel them. Emotions come and go, and allow yourself to feel them and let them flow through you, without trying to force certain ones to stay longer than they should.
Okay, did any of y'all get that? Do I need to play? Yeah, she was going with it, but got some good. Uh, yes, she does talk pretty fast. Anyone need me to replay it? I'll gladly redo it. You know what? I just do it for the safe side. We'll do it one more again, okay?
Let's talk about toxic positivity because it's so common you might not even know when you do it. Toxic positivity is the belief that no matter what you're going through, you need to have a positive mindset. This belief rejects emotions like anger, sadness, and more in order to try to force somebody to feel happy, but it's not authentic. It avoids emotions you should be addressing and feeling, making you push away or suppress your actual feelings, which in turn only causes you to feel worse. So, for example, if your friend is going through a hard time, a toxic positive response would be, I know you're going through this, but look at the bright side. Just stay positive, everything happens for a reason, so be grateful for what you have. You do not need to look on the bright side all the time, and it's okay to embrace and stay with negative emotions like anger, sadness, heartache, etc. And saying somebody went through a terrible thing for a reason can make them feel angry and guilty, not happy. A healthy positive response would be, I know you're going through this and it's okay to feel everything that you're feeling. You can't be happy all the time, I'm here for you throughout all of this. It allows a person to feel their emotions and make them feel like it's okay to feel them. Emotions come and go, and allow yourself to feel them and let them flow through you, without trying to force certain ones to stay longer than they should.
Okay, so okay. And Tiffany said it. Glad to have you here, Tiffany. I thought it was my ears, okay? No, it isn't. So let me put this up here what Shell said. I agree with her. Your emotions are valid and you are entitled to feel them. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times we, especially being in the ministries and what have you, seen clergy say, well, it's going to be all right. They're in a better place. Things like that. Things happen for a reason. You know, things happen for the reason. In the end, God will get the glory and what have you. But okay, that sounds good though. But you lost that loved one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big chunk of you missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? You know, what say you, Sister Leslie?
I mean, you're so right, Mike. I mean, I think things like that. I mean, yes, we're supposed to be a people that are living a life of faith and hope and love, and we want to be positive. We always want to have a sunny outlook on life, but life is not always sunny. There are some dark days. There's some storms that come through our life, and just like we live in a world where it rains and tornadoes and hurricanes come,
Mhm.
we deal with them as they come appropriately. And just like we have the events of our life come that are hard to deal with, hard to even understand, it takes those life experiences, those the scripture gives us the wisdom to deal with that. And it's okay to feel what is being felt in those
Mhm.
moments.
Mhm.
And to me it validates you if someone understands that I know you're sad, I know you're heartbroken, I know the grief is feel like it's never going to end and it's overwhelming. I've had a couple of friends lose their parents over the
Mhm.
last few weeks, and I mean, they're seeing them deal with their pain is reminds me of my pain, and how even though as I tell them it was 14 and 16, 17 years ago, but some days it feel like it was just happened last month.
Mm,
But it's okay
mhm,
because
mhm.
you're talking about a lifetime of memories, a lifetime of
Yeah,
love, and that hurts for that person to be gone, and it hurts to have your heart broken, to be in love with someone, to give yourself to someone, and your heart and to be close to someone, and them to break off the relationship. Of course, you're gonna be heartbroken. Of course, you're
yeah,
gonna be sad.
sure.
But you know what? It's just like anything else in life. We learn to deal with the dark days. We learn to deal with the sadness. We learn to deal with those moments. The thing is to not dwell in it. And like she was saying about people want to try to give you a reason for why you're going through that trials and tribulation. Well, it's a reason for everything. Sometimes there is no reason. Some things just happen, right? And as we search for reason and we try to find ourselves to be guilty or at fault for something, we are dwelling in something and turning that conflict inward when we should be handing it over to God for Him to comfort us,
Yes,
for Him to help lift us back up so we can move forward, you know? And so
yes, ma'am.
it can be toxic because when you're trying to be so positive and you're not dealing with the reality that's present in your life, you it's you're not that's if y'all can look back, we're all of a certain age. Most of us on here are of a certain age and we have dealt with at least something.
Yes,
And if you look back on that one thing, it did something for you. It caused you to grow, it caused you to evolve, it caused you to take some not take some things for granted. It caused you to have a different perspective on life. You gained some wisdom, some
hmm,
insight. You grew, you expanded, you knocked down some boundaries and some walls and started to live differently and live life differently and appreciate things differently. There is some goodness in even in the darkness. And that's what we value. That's how we move forward in our life. And so when you look back, you're like, man, I went through some hard stuff, but you know what? I would not be how I am today. And
hmm,
in these greater parts, these greater wonderful words, pearls that are in my life, if I had not had to endure those things. And we know the little illustrations about pearls, how
yes,
sand and the oyster, all that stuff. It takes some uncompensations for things to come out in your life to make you who you are today. You would not be this dynamic man of God, this dynamic woman of God, if you had not endured and persevered and allowed God to lift you up and carry you through. So, to me, yeah, toxic positivity causes you to deny yourself those
mm,
true life lessons that we need to be who we need to be in the years to come.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I agree with you. I agree. Here come these comments. We're gonna see what let's see what the family has to say about this. We start with Pastor Walters. He said, there is nothing wrong in feeling emotions, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't stay in it, dwelling
Mm-hmm.
in the negative does you no good.
Amen.
Jules says, it's a way we cope with what's going on. I really think we don't know what to say at times.
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm just standing up there like a, you know, like, what do I say now? So I just sit there and listen. I've learned in
Mm-hmm.
all my years of listening to people, I've always struggled to say, well, with a solution to
Mm-hmm.
what they're talking to me about, till I just realize, you know what? They just need somebody to vent to. They just need someone to listen to, you know. So, and that's my 2 cents on that part right there.
Mm-hmm.
Shell, I hate that. You have to validate that person's feelings while also supporting them. But
Mm-hmm.
don't make them feel wrong for not always feeling up.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. You have some people
Mm-hmm.
will argue you down. You know, you need to get out of that. You know, you need to get
Mm-hmm.
tough. He or she wouldn't want you sitting up here dwelling in pity. Like how they know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, crazy stuff like that. Don't even make things even better. Tia, good to have you from KC. I think people offer platitudes when they don't quite know what to say. And I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes in that case, might just, silence.
Silence is presence. The thing about it, if you don't know what to say, don't say anything. Sometimes the ministry of presence is just the ministry of presence.
Mm-hmm.
You could be there for somebody and serving them and whatever they need. You don't have to give them. Sometimes just being present is enough comfort for people. Because I know people have said some kind of odd things,
Mm.
and you're looking like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I remember my grandmother's funeral, and it was classic weekend. The man said as he began his eulogy, "I know many of us might as well wish we could." That's our Majesty the Classic as a historical HBCU celebration of football and all that here in Birmingham, Alabama. And so he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"I know many of us would rather be at the Majesty the Classic this weekend, but we're here." And I'm like, "Why do you even? I don't give a doggone about Majesty the Classic right here at this moment and the funeral of my grandmother, you know." And it's like it just showed me where he would rather be. So people don't know how their words can really trigger and cause
Yes.
negative response with people. And so when you don't
Yes.
know what to say, just I'm sorry
Mm-hmm.
that you're hurting.
Yes.
That's decent enough, right? Please
Yes.
don't tell people I understand,
Because you don't.
because you don't.
No.
And I don't even care if you lost your mom and I lost my mom. You still don't understand because my mama wasn't your mom.
Exactly.
So, I tell people, I don't understand what I don't say it like this. When it comes to grief, I tell people, I lost my mom. I don't say I understand loss. I say, I lost my mom too.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine the hurt you're feeling because I know the feeling hurting I felt was unimaginable. But I do know that you learn to live through it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the statement in time it would get no. Time don't mean nothing.
It
I
does
just
enough.
say you learn to live.
And they like to say time heals wounds.
No, it
It
don't.
doesn't. Like you say, you just learn to adjust
You learn to
to
live,
that.
adapt,
Yeah, you
learn
learn
to
to
survive.
learn that to accept the fact that
Mm-hmm.
that person
Mm-hmm.
is no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
You just live with. You just say, well, this is part of my thought process now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some days are easy, some
Exactly.
days are not easy.
Exactly.
You know, it's tough though. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everything. Like I said, I lost a sibling, but if I
Mm-hmm.
tell someone else, I can't tell them how they because I don't know how their relationship was, the
Mm-hmm.
dynamic of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't just sit there and say I know
Mm-hmm.
because I don't. Okay,
And
Shell.
you can't compare either.
Exactly.
Two siblings who have lost a sibling
Mm.
grieve differently. They had different relationships with that lost loved one. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't say, well, my pain is I was closer to her and then you were in my pain. And like, no. Mm-mm. But I'm sorry. But let's continue. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good. No, we good. That's a lot of people don't know what to say off the top, and that is true. That is
Mm-hmm.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Jew, I think just being a listening ear works best.
Amen. That's it. And no
Sister Madison
judgment. No judgment.
and Sister Madison, there's a time and season for all things, including sorrow. We can't gloss over them with a pep talk. With a pep talk all the time. Jesus wept. Let
Mm-hmm.
people have their moments.
And you know what? I just always when I think about that story, I just think that's why Jesus did what he did. He needed to show people how to deal with loss.
Yes.
And he grieved. Even though he
Yes.
knew he was bringing them back. He's like, but and he grieved his loss. He grieved their loss of hope in who he was. I mean, God, he can grieve, and it's all right to grieve.
Yes. I mean, if the Son of God, the
Mm-hmm.
second person of the Godhead, who is 100% man while he's 100% God,
Amen.
if he needed to weep,
Mm-hmm.
then who are we
We
to
ain't.
tell somebody, you know what, you
They
need to straighten up
need
now.
to stop crying. Like what? I tell people they're worth every tear.
Mm,
They worth
mm,
every tear.
okay. Whew, y'all getting there.
I just
Yo,
realized your head
Hazel.
again saying eat more beans. Eat more beans.
Should be not. Yeah, should.
If you over 50, you probably need to.
I like with Hazel. People should be allowed to not be okay.
Yes,
Ooh,
exactly. I love
y'all.
that, Hazel. That's so true.
Jules says some people just want to vent and don't really want a dive.
What does that mean? What?
A
There has to be a
dive.
typo.
It
Okay.
might be a typo. Okay. Y'all coming in. And, okay, she straightened it out.
Oh, she did?
Some
Okay.
people just want to vent and they don't really want advice. That's
Oh, you're right.
yeah.
You're right. You're right. But you know what? And that's a valid, because some people really just want, there's times when you just want to share what's on your heart and not, because some people feel like they like, if you're telling me all this, you must want me to tell you what to do next. No. Sometimes you just want to get some stuff off your chest, because you may sit here and tell me your advice and then get mad when I don't take it because I didn't ask for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so don't always feel like because someone's venting and getting things off their chest or saying what's on their heart, don't always think that you have to be led to give them advice. That some people just need someone to listen, period. Because so often we get for people advice, we're watching in judgment, waiting for them to take our advice. And when they don't, and they make other decisions or things happen in life, then we're back. Oh, well, you should have did what I told you to do. No. Sometimes it's not meant for all that. Sometimes it's just meant for us to listen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Reginald says, during the homegoing service for my mom, my pastor at the time told me I have to be strong for my family and others. But I was like, that's my mother laying in that casket. Some folks believe we preachers are like robots. We can't show our emotions, which is crazy.
I hate that, because that puts a heavy burden on so many people, because you have little kids who parents die, a parent may die, like a little boy. He's 10 years old, father dies, and now someone come, now you the man of the house. Be strong, take care of your mama. He's 10. He's 10 or 15 or 20. So no, those kind of words put an unnecessary burden on people who are just needing to learn how to grieve and deal with their, like someone said, the new normal. So yeah, we say stuff thinking it's cute and it's insightful and it's deep, but it's really causing undue stress on people. It's unnecessary.
And like I said, they're already going through enough.
Yes.
Trying to, and like you said, at age 10, trying to comprehend what has happened.
Yes.
Then dealing with the grief. Then now you want to tell them, well, little man, you're the head of the household. He got two things he got to work with right now. Ooh, y'all coming in though. Should have been the main topic. Teresa says, I really dislike when someone says they're in a better place. You know what? That. No, I ain't gonna say that because it might sound insensitive. What I was gonna say.
What you gonna say? Because I'm gonna say I wish the better place was here with me. I couldn't be. I mean, we know we're believers, we're Christians. We know how God works. We know the reality of it. But when you in that grief and you are mad, you are upset. Sometimes you're being mad with God, and to tell me that God, I was mad at my mom. I said, "How's she gonna walk to the light?" I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but I was like, I felt like it's something in me, in that immature, knowing that you have no control over it and all that. I was like, I felt like my mom woke up and saw the light and decided to go. And I just like, I was mad that she decided to leave on that day. And I just, we have these things that we think through to try to get through it. So in a better place.
Yeah,
I mean, we know that, we know, but
we know. We
would rather them be here.
Read these last two. I had to be strong for my family and the whole church because I lost my brother and mother in the same year, and my father, and My father, the pastor, was strong. Meanwhile, I needed to scream. It's still hard to get to go to church and not see her. Pastors are on another level. Preacher's kid. And for how do they know they're at a better place? No one has ever come back and told us what the place looked like and how they felt. Okay. I think this is a good stopping part right here.
You can only hope.
I gotta say this since you said that. The late Edward Victor Hill, from Los Angeles, he had a saying. He said, "It's gonna be 3 surprises when you get to heaven. 1, the people you thought was gonna be there ain't gonna be there. Number 2, the ones you thought was not gonna be there, it's gonna be there." And he said the biggest surprise of all is you be there yourself. So there we go, right? Okay, right there.
Yes, Mr. E.V. Hill. Say that. Yes.
And he could preach too. Woo. Okay. Let's see, y'all just started. So let's move on. But I enjoyed this one though. This was good right here. Somebody needed this one though. So I don't even know how to do I forgot how to do StreamYard, y'all. Okay.
Get yourself together. Calm down. Focus, grasshopper. Focus.
Because we all could deal with that. We all.
Oh yeah, that's reality. That is reality.
Okay, let me stop. Okay, let me move on. But before we do, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and share. I've been ordered by the union, the panel union, to say this all the time now. So anyway. Up next. I think I just put not the panel, the title up here. The Rich Auntie. The Rich Auntie.
Where's she at?
Okay. Now y'all probably thinking about this lady that looks like name somebody, Cruella DeVille. Except on the good side. I don't know. Super rich, driving a 50-foot long Rolls Royce, whatever, though. Not necessarily the case. Okay. I'm gonna put these definitions up here. I got 2 definitions. And one of them is from Grown, and it reads as follows. An auntie is a woman who lives a rich life by reclaiming her goals and focusing on different sources of joy instead of her primary or present goals being centered around building a family. Now, was she putting career first, life first, and our friends at Urban Dictionary, I love them.
I would love them.
Here's their definition.
Keep us old folks educated.
The rich aunt is the aunt in the family who has a good career, is humble yet bougie, usually has no kids, but shows up at the family function showing love, very chill, with a cocktail in her hand and planning her next vacation between the moments of silence.
OGs move in silence. They do.
So that is the Rich Auntie. Now, how did I get to this? I don't know, was it you or Shell sent me this clip about this guy on TikTok. They got this little clip of him talking about rich aunts, and the sisters have drugged him from Here to Kingdom Come over that maybe 1 to 2 minute clip. But you know me, I like to get more to it though. So here's the whole segment. You know me, I got to play the whole segment, and here we go.
My hot take is, and I've been on this thought. Everybody's been giving me hell for this thought I posted on my Instagram. I think that in my beautiful opinion, that the rich auntie is an excuse for a woman that is not ready for responsibility or commitment. That's my just because when you think of the rich auntie is always when say you're dealing with a man, it's just like, oh, I'll be the rich auntie. I don't got to deal with that. I'm trying to just focus on my career. Or your kid acting out, oh, I'm gonna be the rich auntie. I can give it back. I can do this. So I just think that idea is them to say, oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm okay.
I don't agree.
He don't agree with me.
I don't, because I just feel like the rich auntie is just, even because his points I feel like are valid points of why I don't want to do those things. I don't want to be in a relationship if I know that these is how people, or if I know this is how people act. I've seen for myself how people act. I don't want kids because I see the way that these kids are, and maybe not just because of the way the kids are, but I know how I grew up. I know I don't want to have that kind of responsibility for another adult. And I just don't want to put myself in a position where if I'm in if I'm not in a relationship and I'm already doing well and I'm happy, why involve somebody else into that? If I know that might, mess up what I got going on. I don't think it's the rich auntie is like an excuse or anything. I'm rich. I ain't got to have kids. I ain't got to do it if I don't want to.
Okay.
I always thought that I was going to be like the rich auntie. In college, anytime I'm like dating someone, if I got a lot going on in my life, the first thing to go is always who I'm entertaining. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think I would like have kids until I was like 30. And then even now, like when I go to like family events, I'm always the one that's like, oh, I gotta go, I got something to do. Like I don't stay long. I always gave that vibe, like just so focused on herself. Yeah. And I do kind of, from my own perspective, I do think it kind of goes into your opinion. Mm-hmm. Not saying that I'm not good enough. I didn't think that I wasn't good enough for a romantic relationship, but it's like in my head, I got to do this, and this before I could get to that point. Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't got time for that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. So you had three, at least in my opinion, distinct takes during that conversation about the rich auntie. So, and I asked you, Liz, and I asked the studio audience, do you agree with his assessment?
I mean, Now, this rich auntie concept has been around for generations.
Yes.
And it's always that person in the family, and I can say this part is true, who may not be married, who may not have kids. And so they have some may see some disposable income. These are the aunties and the uncles who buy the best Christmas gifts, the best birthday gifts. They always come. They're the style because they dress to impress because they have a little extra, change because they don't have responsibilities that most people do in the family as far as, children. And I mean, I'm not gonna say they don't have a house or anything, but just all those other expenses that most people in the family may have. And so they're going on trips. They got the nice car. They wear the nice clothes. They have the jewelry and this and that and that. And so it's not like it's something new. Mm-hmm. It may be a little bit more more of us because you have a huge population of single women, in our world that in our country and in our society right now that we've probably had in the past. So you see more women who are, I guess you could say, not just sitting and waiting on that family and that man. They are choosing to live the best life that they can until that man and that family comes into their life. And because they're living their best life, they are thought to be rich, and they're given this title as rich auntie. Okay? I don't think it's anyone saying, I don't want this and I don't need this. I just think it's people who are living their best, I'm not going to say their best, I'm going to say their best version. They want to live up their life until those things manifest in their life.
And Stephanie Borden says, is he serious? Who needs an excuse? As if I woke up and decided to be single and childless.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
And
They want to give us an excuse. I had one
Reggie
guy say,
said,
"You ain't never been married. You ain't never been
mm,
engaged. What's wrong with you?" I said, "Well, you single too. What's wrong with you?"
maybe she or he doesn't want to do what society demands. Just do you.
Exactly.
Yes. Marcus says, simply put, that is false news all around. Chandra says that's a whole story. I think she wanted to use the L word. That's a whole story. I don't want to be the rich auntie no more. And I never planned on holding this title. But I don't have a husband or children. I like this right here.
Mm,
And why does living your best life has to be a deficit?
Well, who said it was a deficit? Well, he did. Maybe he's dead. Okay.
Yeah, and making a conscious choice problematic. I hear
Mm,
you, Tia. I hear you. Hey, Kimberly, good to have you. I am truly living in my best life and can't understand why others don't.
Because
And
misery loves company. They want you to be sitting there woo 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 with them.
and she says she's the team rich auntie minus the cocktails.
Girl, will just pass your cocktails down to me.
Oh boy, come on.
Girl, there ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good and happy.
But you know what? And it does. But let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, two things. We've been witnessing that all our lives, or most of our lives, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, nowadays they give this stuff titles. I never knew about the rich auntie until this past Sunday.
Are you see? I mean, it's been a
I mean,
perception.
I know the concept, but
Yeah,
the
the
title.
concept of it I remember my dad was telling me about a great aunt he had that lived in Bessemer. And she had no children, just how she had all this stuff, and she had all this property in Bessemer. Da, 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
And I said she was that single, she was that rich auntie.
Mm.
Used to come down to Montgomery and give the kids $5. You know, $5 in the 50s was like, what? She rich. You know, or a little chain, a little dollar here, you know. So yeah, I think that the concept has been around for quite a while.
Yeah, it does. I just never, we give titles to everything that's been
Yes.
around for, but and the second thing I want to say is we can also have rich uncles.
We sure can, because I had one too. I got some
You
too.
know, we don't make a big hoop de da about a man who doesn't have children and he's focusing on his career. They call him an
Mm-hmm.
eligible
He's an
bachelor.
eligible bachelor, but for me, I'm an old maid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The lies you tell.
I guess I'm considered the rich uncle.
Mm-hmm.
So let me borrow $20 so I could be a rich uncle. But that's the whole. Okay, okay, y'all. But I'm just saying though, why it could apply to both genders right there.
It really
You
can.
can have that rich uncle. He
Mm-hmm.
shows up. He say,
Yeah.
hey, my partner. Hey, this.
Ooh, you
Hey,
sound
that.
like my Uncle Michael right now. Oh my God.
Yeah, here you go. Look, here, I got something for you. Here, put this in your pocket. Okay, okay. Eula May, don't mess with his money. I gave that to him. Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I had a flashback.
So I'm telling the truth, though.
Man, you little kids. I just had a flashback because what my uncle did. We was like, okay, yes, we have them. They come in and they dress. They got on the nice little outfits and they come sashaying in.
I know the sharpest. And
Sharp as a tack. You couldn't tell them nothing.
and we around the same age. They pull up in their new Buick.
Yes,
Yeah, not a Cadillac,
clean,
but new Buick,
clean.
Electra. They just
Yes,
pull up, clean and everything. Talk the loudest.
shoes shining. What is it? Casket sharp.
Yes. Reggie says, I wish I had a rich auntie. Okay. 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 Sasha says they better start coming on these trips with me. Okay. Michelle Shallowhorn, glad to have you here. At this point, I'm trying to be the Rich Auntie. I don't have the fashion sense for that, though. Hey, make your own fashion.
Get on Instagram and follow one of those Instagram people who show you how to style your stuff. That's all we be doing is mimicking those people so you can know how to put your clothes to. I'm sorry, I'm going to be a whole different topic. Let me stop.
And you don't have to spend a lot of money either.
You sure don't. Hey, I can tell you. You sure don't.
Yeah.
We can talk about that another time. Though.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell y'all how much this costs. But anyway, on my watch my mom gave me these though, but
those are nice.
Oh yeah, okay. Like you said, we'll get crazy on this one though. Okay. You know what? We finished with that. Nothing too much we can do on that. Everybody said enough. I enjoyed that one right there. We move on to the next topic. This next topic is special.
It is,
and I don't know who sent it. So I guess Shell sent it. Rich Auntie, she might have sent.
She did. I don't remember seeing that before.
Did you send me the scammer?
I don't remember. I sent you so much stuff, Mike.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we move on,
like, subscribe, and share.
Okay. Up next, we talking about scammers.
Okay.
We talking about scammers, and these days now more than ever, people enter into a relationship on to scam somebody. And so there's this guide on how you can identify a scammer. So y'all pay good attention to this. Okay, if I can find it. Okay, here you go, y'all.
All right, here we go. Here's the top 10 male scammers. Number 1, Nigerians. Number 2, Baptist preachers. Number 3, niggas with waves. Number 4, Forex users. Number 5, anybody that wears jeans with the dragons on them. Number 6, dudes with more belts than jeans. Number 7, anyone whose job title ends in promoter, club promoter, party promoter, show promoter, etc. Number 8, anyone that's a junior. You a scammer like your daddy. Number 9, men born and raised in New York. Number 10, you guessed it, any man that wears a thing across their chest and doesn't call it a purse. It's a purse.
These just jokes, people. These just jokes.
Don't he look like our mutual friend? Okay, so that's the first thing.
I got a cough.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Oh boy. Y'all right? Oh, she mute. Y'all right.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I'm recovering from the flu, y'all, but I'm all right.
Okay.
I didn't even think of that. Oh,
you do.
Bless his heart.
So
we can talk about that later.
I mean the mannerisms and everything. I had to look and say, "What's that?" Wait, okay. Anyway,
I don't want nobody to be offended by that. I just thought it was funny.
It was funny.
He is joking, Reginald. He is joking. He is not really talking about Baptist preachers. It is a purse, but you know what? My brother has one, and it's a man bag. And he's like, and I remember seeing him with it one day, and it's nice. It's a Gucci one too. And I was like, "What's in it?" He said, "No, I got my phone charger in here, my wallet, this and that." I mean, he really has some legitimate stuff that men carry in their pockets that people would think like, you want your charger, so,
stuff
you don't want to carry and bulk your pockets all up and stuff. So, and it was it was good.
And you look like a hipster because I'm trying to be a hipster,
Yeah.
But now some of that stuff has some kind of credibility. If a person come to you, ladies, and say, "I'm a fill in the blank promoter," that make you ought to look twice at that though. I'm a club promoter. I'm a party promoter. I'm a show promoter.
Yeah, and that's your full-time job.
Think about that, y'all. Think of it.
I mean, somebody can really do that legitimately, but I really, that's a position that that requires a lot of credibility. I mean, I gotta really know that you are credible.
Yes.
And I've seen the fruit of your
Yeah.
success in the community and in society, whatever.
Yeah. So
most people doing that, and you're like, well, how many folks showed up? Well, you know, it didn't work out. You know, and the artist didn't show up. Like, oh, you that kind of promoter they don't show up for? That ain't good. So, yeah.
Well, I like what Sherry said. If I
What
can
she
get
say?
to it, she said, somebody tells her she's they're a photographer. Show me proof.
Yeah, send me your IG handle. When people say their stuff, well, send me your IG, and then you go there and it's like 10 posts. Oh, it's a new business. Okay.
It is.
All right.
No, I ain't gonna say what I'm saying. And it's shot from an old BlackBerry. Yeah, so that's how that is.
Yeah.
You know, hey.
Yeah, the pictures are blurry. Stuff is out of
but-
focus. Yeah.
So, you know, sisters, be aware, okay? Please be aware, though. But guess what, though? Like we say, wait, there's more.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers, y'all need to be aware of these scammers. Y'all take a listen.
Here we go. These are the top 10 women scammers. Number 1, OnlyFans models and clothes. Number 2, white chicks with sons named Jalen. Number 3, football moms. Number 4, women whose eyelashes touch their eyebrows. Number 5, dental assistants. Number 6, women without female friends. Number 7, Forex workers. Number 8, women that pledged grad chapter. Number 9, Fashion Nova saleswomen. And number 10, women whose names end in T. Bridget, Egypt, Janet, etc.
Wow. Okay. That was crazy.
Jokes, y'all.
I'm
Even though
tickled that the Forex ended up on both of them. So this Forex is really, yeah, it's not credible. Yeah.
Yes, and the OnlyFans. So yeah, I could.
He's an OnlyFans model with clothes on.
you know. Wait, let me go. This where Rich at? He said, yeah, he joking. Yeah, but some of it make you think though. I'm just gonna be honest with you on both lists. Some of it make you think though. Maybe it's just me. You know, he still look like okay. So anyway, that's enough of that.
And he said it so seriously.
I mean, saying it so
I'm
serious.
like, dude, he didn't crack a smile. He didn't say he just like
crack a smile.
With his letter T. And I'm like, the letter T? Like what?
Chandra says, I'm not a scammer. I just don't have female friends. And that could be good.
That, yeah.
That could be understand, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't want to hang around everybody. You know, I don't. So wait a minute. Venus says merce, man purse, a merce.
I think that's what they called it for a while. I'm not sure if that's what they still call it, but I remember that term being used at some time.
Okay, and let me see what else. And Sherry, you got to play this one again in the after party. Okay, y'all got to remind me. You got to remind me though. Okay,
that was funny.
Now we got a last one. Yeah, last one.
Oh, we got another video.
It's not a video.
Oh,
but,
okay,
but
like,
yeah,
subscribe and share.
Y'all do that.
Yeah, get on YouTube, y'all. Share the links from YouTube. Subscribe, y'all.
Okay. Next, I saw this. One of my friends had that on her timeline, and I'm just gonna put the title up here. The Sexiest Accents. Yes. Well, the poll was the sexiest accents in America.
In America?
In America. Like from what region or what have you, what state?
Boston, man.
Oh, man. You like that? Okay. I like a New York girl accent. But you know, but
New York and Boston. I had some people. I went some people who went to Auburn with me that played track. They were from Boston, and it was just like it was just the cutest accent. When he got mad boy, I'm like, what are you saying, Eric.
I
So,
mean, and you know, I hate to put on blast though, but she know I love her though. Our friend, dang, I forgot her name. Maybe it was meant for me to say it then. In our after party from Queens.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's straight New
Is it
York.
Dee? It's not Dee. Who was it?
You
Dee
know,
Giles. Who's from
no. Oh
Queens?
yeah, no, she's from South. She's from Jersey.
Oh, okay.
She
So,
got that
she's from
accent
Jersey.
too.
She does have an accent. But is she
Oh
originally from
yeah.
New Jersey? Is she originally from Jersey?
Yeah, she's originally from Jersey,
Okay.
and she's
Oh, what
in.
was the other young lady? I
You know
remember.
who we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh man,
But
Sonia,
yeah, that
Sonia,
accent up
Sonia,
there,
Sonia.
Tony. Yes,
So
I think that
yes,
accent, and it's always so mixed in with so many other cultures. Because New
yes,
York is a mecca, so you have people that come from the islands, and then just it's a mixture of all these different accents that come together, and it's rich. It's really nice. It's really rich.
wait, let me read these comments first before I show you what I got to show you. Carmelita, good to
She said,
have you.
mm-hmm.
I like her Boston accent. A woman's Boston accent is annoying. Okay,
It's like
Carmelita,
that
man.
high pitch, like, and I can't say it. I can't do. I remember it's on a TV show. This woman's like, yeah, it don't sound good coming out of a woman, but a man, mm-hmm.
Okay, Carmelita, do you remember? She'll know what I'm talking about. Dr. Kenny in high school. He was from Massachusetts, Cambridge, Boston. How did you like his accent? Okay. Now she might knock the mess out of me for asking her that though. Okay. Teresa. Oh, here comes Teresa.
Go ahead,
Alabama.
Teresa.
Mike has the sexiest accent.
All right, man. Look at you, Mike.
Let's see, I ain't laying on y'all for real. New Orleans, Southern. Okay, I love that right there.
Yes, there is. Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Southern, yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's it. Natasha, good to have you. They love my northern accent down there. Oh, yes. You know what? She could be a radio DJ. She could
She
really
can.
be a radio
She
DJ,
really
though.
can.
But let me show this list to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Quick. Here you go. Now, I got this from somebody. So these are like the top 10.
Mm.
A Texan, a Bostonian. So you like that. New York, Maynard, Chicago, Mississippi. Now, how they gonna put Mississippi up there?
Ooh, don't
Alabama?
do that, Mike. That's not nice.
Oh, sorry.
Keenan from Mississippi. She does not talk like that.
I'm talking like that. Oh, okay. Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Philadelphia.
I ain't heard that shit.
Yes, you have. Theodora.
Okay.
Yeah, she's from. That's what.
Yeah, but I don't. Okay.
Okay, St.
I may need to
Louis.
hear a couple more people. Okay.
St. Louis and California. So
California. What does that sound like?
I don't know. Think about Josette and think about Kirsten. They both from California. So maybe it just depends on the I guess part of the state you come from. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know because I've always been told that the state of Maryland is one thing, but the city of Baltimore is like its own country.
That there is a Baltimore accent. There is a Baltimore accent. Yeah.
So I mean, so studio audience, what other accents y'all find sexy? You know, I like like I said, New York accent, and
I don't know that Texan though, because I like them folks on Yellowstone.
They have the Lou but not KC. Okay. Y'all know a Cali accent. Think Ice Cube and them. Okay. Nina, good to have you. I was gonna say Chicago. Okay. And Charlita, good to have you here. Love the New Orleans accent. And you know, and people say they love the first time they hear me, they say, oh, I just love that accent. You know, love that accent. And they want me to read things to them and things like that, you know. And I just be like, oh, let me read something right here for y'all. Like Kim, oh, I like this one right here. Southern, a good old country voice, but not country. You see how you do that though? And then I like international accents. Okay. Love the New Orleans accent.
Jamaican accent, Jamaican.
Kathy Leach says New York.
I'm,
Okay. So that's okay. Let me stop.
this
Okay.
is so funny.
Okay. And I like international accents. Wait. Who had that international accent? I like them too. I
Teresa,
like
ooh,
them.
Mike. Teresa, ooh, Mike.
I love international, especially from British women and women from the motherland. I really like that though. So okay, let me get this right quick. Nothing like the boys from the South.
Dirty
Okay,
South.
but yes, Nina says you definitely have a late night radio voice. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't even did this, Sherry.
She
Okay.
said, ooh, Mike.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Reggie says French accents does it for me.
All right.
He like French and he like New Orleans accent.
And
So
Creole.
yeah, that commonality right there. Then you might like a Haitian as well and a
Mm-hmm.
French Canadian. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, Leslie, that's it.
Is it?
Let
Okay.
me let me get this off of here. That's it.
All right,
We
because
got
my tea kicking in.
okay, yeah, okay. Let me get this out there. Okay. Let's get these let me get these announcements, y'all. Let me get this announcement though. Ooh, that sounds good. Okay. Coming up next, whenever I post it, we're gonna have the after party. We're gonna talk about these topics and more. So just come on in, bring your snack, your beverages. You don't have to dress up. You can wear your PJs though. Just make sure you got clothes on. Just come to the after party, okay?
Please don't come naked.
Please don't. And then the Saturday night social. We have fun. We have a good time. We had a great time last week. Who knows what might happen at this Saturday night social? So make sure you come and join us. Come and join us. And if it's the Lord's will, next week, since it's Valentine's Day, yes, we're we'll have an episode of Shoot Your Shot. Since it's
Tentatively.
tentatively anything can happen. So
Find your love on Valentine's Day. That is so cute.
So hey, somebody might like you might get that Valentine's Day. Remember, catching VD. So come on in, take a shot. You know what it is about. We'll explain it on throughout the week. I can't talk right. Okay, that's it, y'all.
Oh, fine.
You good. Any closing remarks, Leslie?
I want to wish everyone a happy February. I know Valentine's Day is coming around the corner, but you know what? Love on you. That's all I can say. Love on you.
Love on you. Okay.
Enjoy it.
And thank y'all. Thank you, Leslie, for being here.
You're very
And your
welcome.
presence. Thank y'all, studio audience. Thank everybody. Just thank you so much. And if it's the Lord's will, we'll see you later.
Amen.
Take care.